Hello, I'm Ellie for Edu4Java, and this is tutorial number 6 of game programming, Java game programming. We're going to talk about collision detection. In this tutorial, we will learn how to detect when a sprite collides with another. In our game, we will make the ball bounce on the racket. We will also make the game finish if the ball gets to the lower border of the canvas, showing a pop-up window with the classic message game over. Paste. To detect a collision between the ball and the racket, we will use rectangles. In the case of the ball, we will use a square around the ball, as you can see in figure 2. We are going to detect if there is a collision between this square and this rectangle. For this, we're going to use the class Java AWT rectangle, which has a method called intersects, in which we pass a rectangle as a parameter. It will return 2 if it intersects with something. For example, in this case, it will return false because it doesn't intersect one with the other. This method is not quite exact because, as you can see in figure 4, the ball doesn't touch the racket, but it will return 2 because the square intersects with the rectangle. Here we are. We can see that we have added this method getBounce. Here we have another change too. We can see that in last tutorial in racket we had here in the paint method E as 330, the dimensions 60 for width and 10 for height. And here we have declared constants. We can click on it and it takes us here to where the constant is. In Java, we define a constant like this: static final, and then at the end, just like a variable. Constants are written with an uppercase in Java. Y is the position with the width of the racket, etc. The good thing about constants is that you don't have numbers in the code. You have them all at the beginning. And if you want to change one, you can change it just in one position. You don't have to change it everywhere you've got the constant, the variable. Imagine if we've got 50 running around, we have to change it in every place. Here, we just have to change it here, and we can't do the mistake of forgetting one where we haven't changed it. Let's now have a look at the class ball. Here we are. Here we have all the code for the collision. In the move method, you remember, we have the code which controls when the ball hits the borders of the canvas. This one here controls the bottom limit. When the ball gets to the bottom limit, instead of bouncing back, we call the method game over of game, which had the pop-up, remember, and the game will finish. If none of this is the case, we ask for collision. Collision is a method, which we have here, that returns true or false. It returns true when game racket get bounce. Remember, it returned a rectangle, which it had the racket inside. When this intersects with get bounce, if we click on it, we come here and we see the method. We can see it's a method which we defined in ball, which returns a rectangle with an X and Y, which is the position of the ball, and the variable diameter, which is for the size of the square around the ball. Notice we have changed all the 30s we had for a constant diameter. So if this rectangle intersects with this other rectangle, it will return 2. So if it's 2, YA will be -1, and this means we change the direction of Y. So instead of going down, it will go up. This following this instruction here is very well explained in the website. Let's take a look. Imagine the ball is falling and it hits the racket on the side. This would be a collision. Collision would be 2. Acceleration would be -1. The next time move is called, the ball will go up, but not enough to not collide. So there would be another collision. It's not a big problem if it collides again. YA would be -1 again, but in the next tutorial we're going to add sounds, and when there is a collision it will sound like this. So to avoid that every time it collides it sounds, I'm going to put the ball on top of the racket. I call the method getTopY, which is going to return the position of the top of the racket. And with this instruction, I position the ball on top of the racket. I have to subtract diameter, as always. I move from here to the top of the racket, to here. Okay, let's run it and see. We can make it on the side. Let's see if you can see it again, how it modifies. Yes, you can see it. And now we can see that the pop-up game over comes up when we don't hit it. If we press this button here, the window closes. Okay, this is all for this tutorial. See you in the next one. Bye.